class, welcome back. I hope you're ready for your history lesson. So in the last few weeks, we've been talking about different houses where people used to live in the past. And last week we started learning about Tudor homes. Yeah, so we were talking about the differences between Tudor homes and Celtic crown houses. So how Tudor homes came quite later in the history, and it was in the moment when people started taking care of what their homes actually looked like. Yeah, we were talking about Tudor homes, and you drew some of them and even made some for your work. I know that you still haven't presented, but we'll find it time in one of the upcoming classes. And you probably remember what they looked like on the outside. On the outside, they were a combination of white and black. Yeah, they were made usually on 2 floors, with the second floor, the higher floor, being a bit more spacious, a bit more larger, a part protruding over the lower part, which we would call the jetty. Okay, you probably remember that these are the first homes where people used glass for windows. Glass was very expensive at that time, and they could afford to put it in the smaller pieces. Yeah. So what we're going to do today are 2 things. So first, we're going to revise a little bit what the Tudor homes were like, and then after that, I sent you a model that you're going to cut up and make out of it your own pop-up Tudor home. Okay, so first let's take a look what we have here. Okay, let's remember what are some of the properties of Tudor homes. Okay, so first we're going to take a look at what they were made of. Yeah, so similar to Celtic round houses, they were made of wattle and daub. Yeah, so you can see that they had these wooden frames which were a bit more complex than the ones that were used to make Celtic round houses. But still, in between these wooden frames, they would be filled, the walls would be filled and basically made out of daub. Yeah. So you can see that in these 2 pictures. Now, I know that you already saw this presentation last week, but we're taking another look. Okay, so we remember more details. So this is what it looked like from the outside. And you remember I said it was black and white. So the black comes from the wooden frame. Yeah, the wooden frame was made, as the name says, out of wood. Now, wood can easily be destroyed by water, and in order to protect it, it was painted with black tar. Yeah, so in that way, it wouldn't rot from the water that we get on it, for example, when it rained. Yeah. Okay, so here we can see some more pictures of Tudor homes. You can see this one has quite a lot of frame structure supporting it. And now look at the roof. So the roof is still steep. Yeah, there were no flat roofs. They were steep. Now keep in mind that in part of the world, in England, where this was made, it would rain, so the rain would go down the steep roof, or maybe even you would have snow, so snow also could go down the steep roof. Yeah? Roofs could have been thatched, or they could be made of clay tiles, of slate. Yeah, different materials were used. Now here, you remember I said that the upper part was a bit more protruding above the lower part, and this is what we called the jetty. Yeah, here we have windows made out of smaller pieces of glass. So this means that Tudor homes were much more lighter than Celtic round houses. So remember, Celtic round houses had only one opening, which was the door, and that's the only source of light. That door, the light that will go through the door, and the light and the fire in the middle of the house. However, at Tudor times, there were already windows, so the houses weren't so dark anymore. Okay, so here finally, when you go to the last slide, you will see like key features. So key features are the most important things about something. So key features of a Tudor home are tiny panes of glass, it had steep roof, it was made out of wooden frame, timber was painted black, it had the jetty, yeah, the upper part was bigger than the lower, and it was constructed using wattle and daub. Okay, now what are you going to do with this? Well, you are going to construct your own Celtic roundhouse. No, sorry, not Celtic roundhouse, but Tudor home. Now, the good thing here is that I already have everything made for you, so you're not going to use any different construction material. This is actually a worksheet that I sent to you. Unfortunately, my printer is not working. So what you need to do is you will see that the edges of your worksheet are painted black. So everywhere where you see a thick black line, you're going to cut, yeah? So that means that you're going to cut all the way around. So you cut out the shape out of the paper, but then also here you have a black line above the entrance door which you need to cut. Then you're going to fold paper here, 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 here. You will see where you need to fold, yeah? And once you stick all those pieces together, what you're going to have is your own 3D Tudor home. Of course, I'm sending you this to print, so in case you really love the idea, you can do more than one home. You can actually make your own street of Tudor homes. Now, what is the next thing that I want you to do once you've made at least one? Preferably using little slips of paper that you're going to stick on the house. I want you to mark its features. Yeah, so I need you to write down the words and write door, timber, roof, whatever you think, window pane, glass, okay? So mark the key features of the Tudor home. And not only that, in science, we've been talking a lot about materials. And in the last two lessons, we talked very specifically about materials used to build a home. So this is another thing that I would love you to do. You can do it on the same house. You can build a different house for this as you wish. Again, mark what each part of your Tudor home is made of. So think carefully. Do you think the door were made out of metal or were they made out of wood? I think you already know what the windows were made of. What about the roof? So for the roof, you can choose any of the several different materials that were used. Okay, mark what the frame was made of, and so on and so on. And then once you're done with that, what I want you to do is to take a look again at your Tudor home that you just made and marked everything on it and compare it to home where you live. Okay, so how much light is there in your home and how much light do you imagine there was in a Tudor home? Which one do you think is more comfortable? Which one would you rather live in? How about the materials that were used? How about the things you could actually do inside these homes? So think about it, and this is called comparing. And then if you need some more inspiration, there is this video we sent last week, and feel free to take another look again at it, which is a video about a town in Tudor times, so you can see what the streets look like and the homes. Yeah, it can give you a better idea. And as I said, if you want, you can build more than one Tudor home. So maybe you can construct a street like this. Yeah, this is not your task, but if you're just looking for some new idea, something to construct, here is an idea. Okay, so you can take a look at this at home. Guys, I can't wait to see how you did this task. Okay, bring it on Friday. On Friday, we're going to have geography lesson, but we're also going to have time for you to present your Tudor homes. So we're going to have time for the drawings you did last week and for these homes that I'm sending you today. Guys, see you soon for your craft. Bye bye.